But the info in this video isn't based on speculation. Instead, it's pretty much confirmed at this point thanks to feedback from actual people living in these areas of Florida, as well as the images on Google Maps that anyone can check right down to the precise coordinates, which you can also find on the State of Leonida website. It's also worth noting that sometimes Rockstar will mix and match designs from 2 or 3 different buildings or neighborhoods while using one of them as the basic template, but it's still immediately identifiable in just one glance if you know what the real thing looks like ahead of it. These 2 skyscrapers tower over the rest of Miami Beach, standing approximately 170 meters tall with 44 floors each. They're located on Collins Avenue in real life, and in Vice City, you could probably expect to find them in the approximately same geographical space, only here, they'll call Collins Avenue something else. Maybe they'll name these buildings the Blue and Green Emerald to avoid copyright issues. Just kind of guessing here, but naming issues aside, the buildings themselves are going to be in the game. That much is confirmed. And we also know that the Mizzen Grande condominium is making it into the map based on screenshots from the trailer, and this too is located on Collins Avenue, just north of the green and blue dot. They've also straight up copied hotel buildings from real life, because in this shot right here, we can see the Boardwalk Hotel. And this is basically a 1-to-1 recreation of the real life Hotel Breakwater with name change. And you can also see a Hotel Dixon in the trailer, and this is based on the real life Hotel Victor, almost an exact copy of the general shape of that building. We've also got giant neon signs, old school Art Deco designs, palm trees, and hundreds of rich assholes with cash to burn trying to flex their wealth by pulling up in their fans. And this is one of the longest bridges in the United States, as you can tell from the name, but it's not exactly 7 miles long. Instead, it measures 6.765 miles in length, and it has 2 sections. One is open to just pedestrians and cyclists. The other is newer and carries motor vehicles. The reason for this split is the fact that originally, this bridge started out as an overseas railroad extension all the way back in 1909. It was later refurbished in 1935 after a hurricane damaged it, and a refurbishment was done by the US government, who converted it into a road bridge for automobiles. One of the best ways to tell that you're looking at the 7-mile bridge is this iconic missing section right here, where you can see that there's a giant gap between the bridge ends here. Let's not forget Port Miami, which is the largest passenger port in the entire world, and we can see this in one of the shots from trailer 1, where a few speedboats are racing past the giant container ship that's being loaded by cranes from the dock. Now with that, I think we pretty much covered all the major Vice City locations, so let's talk a bit about Leonida Keys, which is based on the real-life Florida Keys, of course, and this is an archipelago, or an island chain, that's about 120 miles long, and it's located just off the Florida coast, stretching between the Atlantic Sea and the Gulf of America. Now, honestly, I don't really know how the mapping community figured all this out, but they geolocated Jason and Lucia from various trailer shots, and they placed markers on their interactive map that show you exactly where the shot took place. One of the confirmed spots in the Leonida Keys is Naval Air Station Key West on Boca Chica Key, and we can see this spot in-game as well. Next, we've got the Grass Rivers, and there isn't a whole lot of buildings or locales to cover here because it's one giant marshland full of alligators and man-eating turtles, but if you're feeling of interest, you can't wait until GTA 6. Give the Florida Everglades a try. Just make sure to bring a good rifle and a decent. Mount Culebra, which is a national park located right on the border between the state of Leonida as well as the state of Gloriana, which is probably going to be Rockstar's parody version of Georgia. This is going to be a hot spot for hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, kayaking, all sorts of outdoor activities, to be honest, plus the occasional drug dealer 3 in the middle of the forest where no cops are going to be watching you. And a lot of folks claim that Mount Culebra National Park is based on the Providence Canyon State Park from southwest Georgia, and the river running through it is probably based off the Suwannee, which in real life runs through southern Georgia and down into north.